trying to play chicken with tax reform. We'll talk about that in a second. But what a good week as far as the market is concerned. We had a joint weekly options and primary live trade brief since I had that photo shoot Monday afternoon. Looking at an SPX bull put spread that we put on, the 2650, 2645, made $1,400. If you're still in that trade and you're going to, quote, let that expire worthless, there's a $1,400 winner just this week on limited risk of about $6,000. So nice looking trade right there. Very happy with that. And we have, well, just a lot of good stuff going on here, folks. ExxonMobil, we'll talk about oil in a second. I just sent out an Amazon bull put spread. We'll also talk about that in a second. I don't know, I keep getting logged out of my E-Trade account. That's why we're leaving. But Mario kind of helped overseas markets a little bit with keeping his rates unchanged and also looking to maybe even add some quantitative easing overseas. Domestically, I just, I got to talk about this stuff, folks. The FBI is getting dirtier and dirtier at the top. Dirty cop, dirty cop, dirty cop. Clinton loyalist, secret phones that they can communicate with to the Clinton campaign. This guy has an insurance policy in case Trump's get elected to more or less. This is sedition. It's treason. It's folks. If this were happening to a Democratic administration, these dudes were all Republicans, they'd be shot by now. So dirty cops, all of them. They knew Clinton broke the law, and you look at a 3-star Army general, General Flynn, who gets caught in a lie by this guy, and he has to plead guilty. His life's destroyed after serving this country, being under combat conditions, under fire, a combat general, and these pieces of shit are whistling past the graveyard. I'm telling you, folks, if you ain't sharpening your pitchfork and getting your torch ready, you're not an American. I don't care if you're Democrat, Libertarian, Republican, or come from space, this should make you furious. So the swamp is disgusting and the deep state exists. All these Northern Virginia, Northeast Virginia liberals like this dude, or the other DOJ guy whose wife works for Fusion GPS. Yeah, the phony dossier company that these guys use to go get a FISA warrant to spy on the incoming president. Holy crap, Batman. Oil. The IAEA, the International Energy Agency, starting to pour cold water in the oil market, the second month in a row where they're saying, hey, some potential bearish surprises for crude based on supply, demand. I'm not going to get into the ones and zeros, but just say, I get it. Here's the surprising bullish crude issues. War. Saudi Arabia, again, you know, CNN's more worried about how many Diet Cokes the president drinks a day. But yesterday, our UN ambassador, Nikki Haley, stood in front of an Iranian missile that was fired from Yemen to strike the airport in Riyadh. I've been to the airport in Riyadh. I lived in Riyadh for 3 months, folks. They are targeting, this is a G20 nation. Iran is shooting ballistic missiles. Oh, well, Yemeni rebels did it. They're Iranian-backed, folks. Just like under the Obama administration, they would refuse to acknowledge that Iranian special forces, they've been killing American soldiers since the first day we were in Iraq. With the numbers I've heard, folks, from people who have a lot of stars on their shoulder, we think probably close to 2,000 American men and women soldiers have been killed by Iranian forces. You didn't hear a word of that under Barack Hussein Obama. Why? He was too busy getting ready to fly airplanes full of cash on an airplane. Anyway, so I get it, bearish for crude, and that looks great for our what? Our ExxonMobil Iron Condor. We got a Jan 20 on, but we also, look at that, man. Look at this range. We put on a Jan 20 right here. It popped. We put on 2 bull put spreads here and here that both closed for max profit of $2,000. That's $4,000 in profit in about a month, and then we just legged to an Iron Condor here. So I think ExxonMobil is going to do what it did last year, or not last year, I mean the beginning of the year, or let's just say the spring, from the implosion sideways, implosion back into this range. Very, very good looking ExxonMobil trades. Very happy with that. What else is going on? You know, this headline's done by the time I wanted to wait to shoot this. Remember, folks, we have accelerated retirement starting in 28 minutes, so I got to get cruising here. So AR, accelerated retirement portfolios at 1. Appreciate the flexibility. But there is no uncertainty. It looks like Mario Rubio, whatever the hell his name is, got his, render unto Caesar what is Caesar. He got his little bit of a $1,000, $1,400 credit, whatever the hell it is, the child tax credit. This is great news as a business owner, folks. Finally, some small business relief. You know, the pass-through taxes. So when you got all these limousine liberal corporations paying zero, and me paying my effective tax rate made me furious. Sharpening my pitchfork and getting my my torch ready. But it looks like, and that goes right to the bottom line of a business, folks. I can hire more traders. I can hire more support people. This is bullish. You can't understate how bullish this will be for corporations and for the economy. The GDP will be sizzling a year from now, barring a shot fired from North Korea or war in the Middle East. I mean, hell, folks, Trump's already talking, moving on to talking about infrastructure reform. Here's the potential stick in the mud, maybe a government shutdown. Mitch McConnell said that ain't going to happen. It's whatever, folks. The Republicans can steal victory from the jaws of defeat any day. I'm not going to throw a vol trade on because it would be short-lived. It'll be one of these breaking news. And if you're out, talking to strangers at Starbucks like I do, you'll miss the trade. Big 20th Century Fox deal and Disney deal. For all the window lickers and booger eaters, enjoy Star Wars today. I think my kids are going tomorrow. So big deal on that side. Let's get rid of this. The Fed raised interest rates this week. It was almost a non-story. It was a 99.9% probability they were going to raise 25 bips, and they did. So good news there. Retail sales were sizzling. Initial jobless claims crashed to 44-year lows. Today we got a little bit of a brown shoot. Industrial production disappoints, and it remains below the 2014 peak. Okay, it's still green. So I'm not going to complain too much about that. And still, this time last week, we got this blockbuster jobs report. But guess what? Wiz looks at, I always look at the average hourly earnings, which weren't too good. We're making more jobs. We're creating jobs. We're not making more money. So that's a little bit of a, as the headline says, that could fluster the Fed. And finally, Jim Chanos, good interview yesterday on Comedy Central. We think Tesla is worth zero. There have been a lot of announcements from this company that turned out not to be true. He more or less calls Elon Musk a liar in this interview. He's short the hell out of Tesla. We had some good Tesla trades for about a month, and then I got kicked in the gut. I'm out of Tesla. I haven't done this in years, take a look at it like a long put spread on Tesla. There is no barrier to entry to what Tesla does, folks. Wiz had an announcement last week or 2 weeks ago, 18-wheeler electric. Okay, Ford can't build one of those. Mac, whoever, Peterbilt, I don't know. Everybody can build an 18-wheeler, driverless 18-wheeler. That's electric. What's the barrier to entry, folks? And as I've covered several times, one of his battery things is just the physics behind it has proven to be impossible. So again, this dude talks a lot of smack. At his current cash burn, they're out of cash in February. So, I'm not going to step in front of it. Net, we're up like $2,800 in our Tesla trades. But this happened. We capped it, and then it popped through here. This is a short squeeze, folks, but this is not a fundamental rise here. This is, look at, Jim Chanos saying it's going to zero, and it's another short squeeze. So stocks can go up on a short squeeze, guys, but I agree with the long-term strategic mindset that Tesla is just not, it ain't worth anything. But we go higher, folks. Good news and a great time. All right, folks, I got a Mr. Mom it this weekend. I got my boy Jack and Keely. I'm Mr. Mom it this weekend, so looking forward to having some great family time over the weekend and also taking a look at all the markets and what's going on in the world so I can potentially make my members some money and train them how to be the best options traders in the world. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. God bless, and I'll see you for Monday's Market Outlook.